Why did Jungkook leave so suddenly? What is he hiding behind his black suitcase? And is it really Jimin's gift that makes the airport staff speechless? Panic, curiosity, and anger now envelop the army around the world. BTS's Jungkook was recorded leaving South Korea in a very suspicious atmosphere. But it wasn't just her departure that was in the spotlight, it was the contents of her bag. An unexpected object appears during the baggage check and makes fans question everything. What is the real connection between Jimin and Jungkook's departure this time? Is this the farewell you've been hiding? Jungkook is leaving South Korea. The contents of the suitcase made the airport staff speechless. A gift from Jimin. What exactly happened? Incheon International Airport looked as usual that morning. The bustle of travelers, restrained chuckles, and the sound of suitcase wheels dragging on the marble floor. But the atmosphere suddenly turned cold as a man in a dark hoodie, sunglasses, and face mask stepped quickly towards the check-in area. Some of the staff only glanced briefly before one of them whispered a name that instantly left his colleagues speechless. That's BTS's Jungkook. No announcement. There was no HYB management staff behind him. No big groups as usual. Only one suitcase, one backpack, and footsteps rushed towards the counters of the airlines of the United States. But what makes everything even more suspicious is not his sudden presence, but the stuff he's carrying. 5 minutes after check-in, as per Incheon airport procedures, Jungkook's suitcase had to go through baggage screening, and this is where it all started. A security officer who saw the results of his scan was silent for a long time. Then, with a face that couldn't hide his surprise, he called out to the two senior staff. Their hands briefly stopped in the air when they saw the shape of an object in a suitcase, a familiar object, but not supposed to be taken on this kind of trip. The internal report did not mention it directly, but an airport official who spoke on condition of anonymity revealed that it was a very personal item, and it looked like a gift. But not just any gift. On the side of the object, a small handwriting was written on the surface of a dark leather material. For you, so that you do not forget to go home.
She.
The initial J in Jungkook's suitcase? In the world of BTS, J can be anyone. Jimin, Jin, J-Hope. But why do so many suspect it's Jimin? Why not a genie who has just returned from military service? Or J-Hope, who is currently busy in his unit? Because only Jimin has a history full of layers with Jungkook lately. Because only Jimin disappeared from the media spotlight suddenly, just a few days before Jungkook's departure. And because, according to rumors from fans who researched everything, the handwriting on the note is very similar to what Jimin wrote when he wrote a letter to the army 2 years ago. Did Jimin give you that gift? If so, why hasn't he been seen with Jungkook? Or is it, this is precisely the form of parting, and what makes it all the more awkward, Jungkook's departure is no ordinary vacation or photo shoot. He didn't even pick up HYB's car as usual. He brought his own suitcase. It runs itself. Not even a smile. His face was closed, but the look in his eyes was, describe the load. Something is being hidden. Then came a report from the Pinnacle Gazette, which reinforced the suspicions of many. A few days earlier, there had been a break-in attempt at Jungkook's private residence. A man, suspected to be a Saesing fan, managed to infiltrate the inside fence of the house before it was secured. The police were considered slow to respond, and HYB was reportedly very angry. But why did Jungkook choose silence? Why exactly is he gone now? Army speculates that this departure was a form of escape, not an ordinary trip. Escape from fear. Escape from pressure. Escape from something only Jimin knows. And as fans try to unravel what's really going on, the one question that makes it all the more complicated is, if Jimin's gift was something that brought deep emotion, was it a form of support or a farewell greeting? Why didn't Jungkook reply to the airport staff's goodbye? Why didn't he look up when someone called his name? And why were his tears seen wetting the mask when he sat alone in the waiting room, staring at the departure screen? A fan who happened to be at the venue said Jungkook opened his phone and saw a photo. 2 young men sitting on the edge of the concert stage, chuckling despite being full of sweat. It was a photo of Jungkook and Jimin at the Permission to Dance concert in LA. He stared at the screen for a long time. Until finally, he turned off his cell phone, hugged his small bag, and walked towards the gate without looking back. What exactly happened between them? Why does this breakup feel like the final chapter of a long story full of stress and hidden wounds? Is this really the end, or is it just a necessary pause? And now, armies around the world are starting to ask if Jimin's gift in the suitcase is an apology or the last message. We may never know the true contents of the suitcase. But what we do know, this moment has scratched emotions so deep into the hearts of millions of fans. Because Jungkook's departure this time is not just about travel. It's about loss, about hope, about something that has not yet had time to say. And as the world awaits clarification, one question continues to resonate among fans. What is really hidden by the suitcase? Dan, did Jimin really let Jungkook go? But why does everything feel so quiet? Why doesn't HYB release any statements, when usually they are so quick to explain their artist schedule? Even when news of Jungkook following a private schedule in the United States surfaced, none of the management confirmed or denied it. Is it because this departure was not planned? Or because something is too big to explain in a press release? And what about Jimin? Why did he suddenly disappear from live broadcasts, social media, and did not even appear at the regular events he usually attended? Even more surprising, the fansite account, which is usually very active in tracking the members' whereabouts, deleted their last post about Jimin on the same day Jungkook flew. Is this just a coincidence? Or is there a scenario that has been designed very discreetly? Someone uploaded a short video from inside the airport lounge. In the video, Jungkook is seen sitting with his head down, then reaches into his hoodie pocket and pulls out something, a silver and blue woven bracelet. The bracelet is exactly what Jimin once made on the In the Soup broadcast, which he said he would give to someone he really trusts. At the same bracelet. Is it a symbol of a bond that they've been keeping in silence, but now feels like the only reminder of a tenuous relationship? Army reaction divided. Some believe that this is just a temporary phase, that Jungkook just needs his own time. But others began to connect the dots. HYB's overly demanding treatment, the growing mental stress, to the betrayal of satiating fans who stole privacy even in the middle of the night. And now, this departure of Jungkook, with a gift from Jimin, feels like the quietest form of resignation. Then the question came like a storm. Did Jimin encourage Jungkook to leave? Or just trying to prevent it, but too late? Several people who claimed to work as backstage staff revealed that a week before the departure, Jimin and Jungkook engaged in a very emotional conversation in the rehearsal room. They didn't fight, but the atmosphere was tense. No screaming, no tears then, just silence. And after that, Jimin was never seen again. What were they talking about that night? Did Jimin ask Jungkook to choose? Choosing between himself and freedom. What makes everything even more surprising is an old upload from Jimin that went viral again. A snippet of a sentence from an interview, in which he said, "If one day we have to take a different path, I hope he knows that I always pray for him, even if I'm not by his side." Words that used to sound sweet now feel like a hunch, and then another unexpected clue appeared. A business class passenger who was on the same flight as Jungkook said he saw him staring blankly out the window for more than 2 hours. The man did not eat, did not watch anything, just sat quietly with his hands clutching something in his lap. When the plane landed, it got up quickly and came out first, as if it wanted to escape from everything. What is Jungkook chasing across the country? Peace? Anonymity? Or an escape from memories he can no longer bear? But the most bitter reality is not about this departure. But no one knows if he'll return. A source in the industry mentioned that Jungkook will most likely not appear at public events for some time to come. Even individual contracts that were previously rumored to be being negotiated with big brands are now said to be frozen. HYB, shut up. The army is getting nervous. And Jimin remains missing without a trace. What exactly happened between them? Is this the end of a relationship full of hurt, laughter, and secrets they've built since trainee days? Or is this the beginning of a major change in BTS's life that has never been imagined? And can we accept that Jimin's gift is a symbol of sincerity, not of uniting, but of letting go? Meanwhile, photos of Jungkook's suitcase being opened for inspection continue to circulate, although some of them have been removed because they are considered a violation of privacy. But some fans who saw it said that in addition to the gift from Jimin, there was one other little thing that made them SB, a neatly folded hand letter with the writing on the outside of the paper inscribed, "If you're tired, come back. But if you choose to leave, I'll." Upon arrival in the United States, Jungkook did not go directly to the hotel where idols usually stay. He was not seen at the airport arrival gate with a tight guard or escort team from the company. In fact, the only photo circulating is a cryptic snippet from the camera phone of a fan who happened to be in transit at the same airport. Jungkook wore the same outfit as when he set out from Korea, a dark hoodie and a hat that covered almost his entire face. But from the look in his eyes caught in one blurry frame, fans felt like they were looking at a figure who had lost something very important. What is he looking for in the place so far? Who did he meet? Why didn't a single media or fan site manage to capture his tracks after landing? Is this a personal journey or a spiritual escape he never planned? One surprising clue is back sticking out. A fan site who used to follow BTS's movements intensely leaked information that Jungkook had stopped at a small shop in the West Hollywood area. The store was famous not for selling expensive things, but for selling letter paper, antique pens, and vintage photo albums. What is Jungkook's reason for going to such a place? Why would someone who has always been associated with the world of stage, spotlights, and cameras now choose to hide in a place visited only by those who want to remember the past? The shopkeeper, in an exclusive interview with local media, mentioned that the young man, who did not want to give his name, had bought a set of old letter papers with a star and moon motif, as well as a black ink fountain pen. But that's not what made her believe the man was BTS's Jungkook. Before leaving, he asked if the store had anything that could make someone remember memories that he wanted to forget but couldn't, she said. I don't know what he meant, but his eyes were like someone losing their home. The words went viral among the army, and they began to ask, what did Jungkook really want to write? To whom is the letter addressed? Will he send it, or will he keep it forever, like a gift from Jimin in that suitcase? Meanwhile, from South Korea, the situation is no less alarming. HYBE kept silent. Jimin didn't show up. But some fans who were around the company building claimed to see a black car Jimin used to stop briefly in the rear area before simply disappearing. No confirmation. No explanation. Only a premonition strengthened. They were hiding something. Did Jimin know of Jungkook's departure plan from the beginning? Was he involved in that decision? Jimin said, "Sometimes we are too hard on ourselves because we feel we have to keep looking strong, when all we need is someone who says, 'You can stop.'" Now that sentence is like an open wound. I asked Jimin's gift a form of sincerity to let Jungkook go. Some fans tried to find a deeper meaning of the gift. They believe that the contents of Jungkook's suitcase are not just items, but a symbol of emotional baggage, tested relationships, and breakups that are too much to explain. From the visible pieces of the letter, many fans were convinced that it was Jimin's handwriting. There were even fans who analyzed the paper fold pattern and compared it to a letter Jimin once wrote to Jungkook on his 20th birthday. The paper had a unique way of folding its corners inward, and the small scribbles on the edges seemed to be a secret code that only the two of them could understand. Was that Jimin's last form of communication? Does Jimin not want Jungkook to forget him, even if they are not in the same place anymore? While some fans were busy looking for meaning in the letter, others focused on the bracelet found on Jungkook's hand. A few days before departure, in one of the live streams, Jungkook was seen wearing a new bracelet that he had never worn before. But only the ARMY, who are very attentive to detail, will realize that the bracelet is Jimin's handmade, as he once made it while they were on vacation together to Jeju Island. And now the bracelet has reappeared, not on the TV screen, not in a magazine photo shoot, but in the hand of a man sitting alone at the airport, looking at the sky that he could not reach at all. Is it a sign that Jungkook still holds all those memories? Do you wish everything could go back to the way it was? But unfortunately, reality is not as beautiful as hope. When someone chooses to leave quietly, carrying a suitcase without a single goodbye, there is one thing that hurts more than the loss itself: uncertainty. The ARMY does not know when Jungkook will return. I don't know if the letter was ever returned. Don't know if Jimin is still waiting or just preparing for something bigger, Some media outlets even began speculating about the possibility that Jungkook would settle temporarily in the US to get away from HYB's pressure and the overly stifling Korean entertainment scene. If this is true, then this departure is not just about travel. This is the most emotional form